Hi, I'm Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Mark Crawford, showing off the Days of Wonder release, the Artisans of Naqala, which is an expansion for Bruno Cathala's 5 tribes.
Right.
And we're adding a new tribe.
Yes,
you did not change the name. But what are the Artisans? What is being added to the game now?
Okay, so the Artisans are a new tribe. They're essentially a 6th tribe that you're able to use in a couple different ways.
Okay.
And they work in
represented
conjunction.
by these purple meeples here.
Absolutely, represented by the purple meeples, and they're going to act in conjunction with some new tiles we're adding as well.
Okay.
So the Artisans have come into town, and they have crafted these magic items and precious items, and you're going to be collecting them in order to capture them.
Okay.
And so they're worth victory points if they're a precious item, or if you have a magic item, you're able to use that as a one-shot deal, and typically it allows you to break the rules a little bit or expand upon an existing ability. This flaming sword, for instance, allows you to assassinate 2 rather than 1 and then capture that territory.
Okay. And these are all going to be placed on the board just like everything during the setup. You're
Absolutely.
adding these 6 tiles to the game to make a larger 6x6 board.
Right, the board's going to be 6x6, and these new tiles that we're adding are going to form a centerpiece of 16 tiles. So we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we fill in 12 around them, mix them up randomly, and then put a ring of the rest of the tiles around them. So using all the tiles from both the expansion and the base game.
Okay. And these will be mixed and put on the board with everything else?
Yes.
Okay. You're activating the Artisans by now visiting these tiles, I believe?
Right, there's a couple ways to do it. Well, if you end on this tile and want to activate it, like a normal activation in the base game, you can burn one of your Artisans or 2 fakirs, and then you're able to take one of your items that would be face down in a pile.
Okay.
So it's a blind draw. You take the item and you keep it secret until you want to use it in the event that it's a magic item.
Okay.
So that's one way they can be used. Another way they can be used, if they are on a tile together and you do the standard Naqala style movement and you end on that tile, for every Artisan that you pull, you're now able to take, in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles off the top of the stack and then choose one from there.
Okay.
So if you want to use the magic carpet, you think it's going to be really helpful, you'll take that. If you're going to focus on victory points, then you'll take one of the victory point tiles.
Whatever is appropriate for that time.
Exactly.
Okay. What else is being added here? We have mountain tokens.
Okay, mountains are a big deal. This is probably the one that we've gotten the most excitement about because this dramatically changes the board. Every time you set the board out, this is going to have a huge impact. So the mountains are going to come out in conjunction with the Artisan tiles.
Okay.
I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but these tiny little smudges here on the edges, the borders, are where the mountains are going to be placed. And so they're going to be in random order in the center 16 tiles.
Okay.
And you're going to get an arrangement sometimes. Sometimes they're together, and you can have, say, a situation like that. Now, the mountains are impassable. So if you want to walk your meeples over, well, you're blocked now. You can't go that way.
Right.
You're going to have to find another way. And so what that creates is situations where you really have to plan ahead, and you might need 6 or 7 meeples to walk all the way around.
Okay.
And sometimes they're spread apart. It's really dramatically changes the board. It makes it a lot more exciting and somewhat more difficult in order to, like I say, plan ahead and get the tile you want.
Okay. Also in each color we have a tent.
Yes.
What does the tent do?
The tents are a simple addition, but they're going to be a way you can score a lot more victory points at one time. The tents operate just like the camels. So if you are taking over a territory, you're going to claim it because you pulled all the meeples from there. You can put a tent instead of your camel.
Okay.
And it's going to score standard victory points from the tile, then an additional victory point for every red tile that's adjacent to.
Okay.
So theoretically, you could get a 15-point tile and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 around there.
Just depending on what's going on here. Just impassable chasm?
The chasm is impassable.
That's
so it's going to be somewhere in the center in the 16, and it kind of works in conjunction with the mountains. and can create some really odd situations on the board where now you see you're not going to be able to get in
That's
there.
right. Those people are just doomed. Well, or they live happily, not being manipulated by you. Okay.
And the other tiles we have would be the new expanded markets.
Okay.
So these markets are a little more expensive. You're only going to be able to get one card from the market, but you pick one from the full 9. So
Okay.
it's really good if you're set collecting and you need that one last item and it's late in the turn. This is the market you want to go to.
All right. Well, thanks very much for the overview. Lots of little pieces being added in here and change in different ways.
It does, and I will say it doesn't add a whole lot of time to the setup. It doesn't add really any time to the game.
Right.
Just more options.
All right. Thanks very much for the overview, Mark.